Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. We left off on this question right here. We left off on, based on what you've learned, summarize why scientists think dinosaurs look like lizards. So if you don't remember how to get here, if you'd like to get here yourself, you go to my Google Classroom, go to classwork at the top, then go to science linked activities, and you can click on this right here. And you'll have to, it'll bring you here, but eventually you can keep scrolling till you get here. So hopefully you've written 3 to 4 sentences on what you just learned and summarize why scientists think dinosaurs look like lizards. Because remember, we did not know, we haven't seen what dinosaurs look like on the outside ever in our lives. We've only found bones of them, but we've also have found other things that help us learn that maybe they did look like reptiles. So some things that we found out were that the bones in their head, they had many holes in their head, the bones of their head. So normally we only have holes in here, our mouth is, our eyes, and our nose up in the front. But dinosaurs, there are 2 or 3 more holes in their head, just like a reptile. So that was one proof of evidence. Another piece of evidence would be, hold on, let me share my computer sound. Another proof of evidence would be that they had eggs. Now reptiles have eggs. Mammals don't have eggs. So horses and dogs and cats and every other mammal always has, they just come right out. They don't come out of eggs first. So reptiles have eggs, just like they found these dinosaur eggs. So again, we think they look like reptiles. And lastly, the skin. They found what looked like scaly skin, which is a trait of a reptile. So let's keep going.
So all of these clues, the bones, the eggs, the skin, these are the reasons why we think dinosaurs looked like reptiles on the outside, even though we don't have any photos or videos of what dinosaurs looked like when they were alive. This is why in movies and paintings and sculptures, artists always depict dinosaurs as looking like giant lizards. It's exciting we were able to figure out what they look like, but there's still so much more that would be great to know about dinosaurs. Like, how do we know what they ate? In all these pictures or movies, we seem to like to show Tyrannosaurus rex attacking things. Or we show sauropods munching on plants. Unfortunately, we can't watch them eat because, well, they've all been dead for millions of years. We can't look in their stomachs because the stomachs rotted away, never having turned into fossils. So is there a way we can tell what dinosaurs ate? Yes, there is. It's the teeth. Just like we can compare the dinosaur skulls with the skulls of animals today, so we can also compare dinosaur teeth with the teeth of animals alive today. Animals that eat mostly meat, called carnivores, have sharp, pointed teeth which help them grab and hold their prey, the animals that they eat. Here's a lion skull, another great example of a carnivore. You can see it's not just their front teeth that are sharp. Their back teeth, called the molars, are sharp and pointed as well. That's great for cutting and tearing meat off the bone. But with all these sharp teeth, they don't really have any easy way to chew and grind up their food. So carnivores usually bite and tear and then just gulp down their food without chewing it much. They have terrible table manners. Animals that eat mostly plants, called herbivores, have teeth that look like this. The front teeth are big and flat. That's good for cutting leaves or grass. And then their back teeth are big and pretty flat as well, which is useful for grinding up the plants as they chew from side to side. What about animals that eat both plants and meat? Well, they're called omnivores, and just like you might expect, they have some teeth that are like those of plant eaters, and some teeth that are like those of meat eaters. Their front teeth are large and flat for chopping through plants. And then behind those, they have these sharp teeth called canines, which are pointy for catching prey. So even though dinosaurs are long since dead, we could look at their teeth and figure out what kinds of food they ate. Practice a little bit here. See if you can figure out whether each of these animals we're going to show you are meat eaters, plant eaters, or omnivores just by looking at its teeth.
Okay, so as we go through this, pause the video, and I want you to answer these questions on your own first, and then unpause the video and we're going to go over them, okay? So I'll go ahead and do my pause phase. Okay, we're back. All right, so what do these familiar animals eat? So which skull has pointy teeth for grabbing an animal? Well, these look pretty flat to me, and these look very pointy. So I would have to say skull B. Look at the back teeth. Which skull has flat teeth for chewing? I would say that this one has flat back teeth. This one looks they look flatter than this, but still they're still pretty pointy as compared with these. So I would have to say A. Which skull has front teeth that could cut through grass or leaves? I wouldn't say this because if I put a leaf on something pointy, it might just go through it easy, but it's not gonna like grind it up. I feel like these would grind it up real good. I'd say skull A. So what does this animal eat? I would say plants for sure. And this animal lives on ranches today. What is it? This looks like the picture earlier of the horse. So I would have to say a horse. And this kind of looks like a dinosaur already, but I would say it eats meat. It eats meat because it's pointy. One has pointy teeth. And this animal lives in a swamp. So probably an alligator or crocodile. And you can really tell with these teeth, like they're not like this, but they're kind of curved in so that when it grabs something, it grabs a hold of it and it doesn't let go. So let's see what it is. So you can check your answers here. I'm gonna check myself real quick. Okay, looks like we're ready to go. You can pause it if you need to. All right, so same thing here. Pause the video and answer the questions, and then we're going to go over them. Okay? Okay. Which skull has pointy teeth for grabbing an animal? Definitely this one. Very pointy teeth. So A, look at the back teeth. Which skull has flat teeth for chewing? I can barely see the teeth here, but they definitely don't look pointy. They're really small. Flat. These are mostly flat compared to these. So skull B. Which skull has a beak that could cut through grass or leaves? I believe this is the beak right here. So B. What does this dinosaur eat? Definitely meat. These teeth are super pointy. And what does this one eat? Definitely plants. Let's see. Okay, this is the T-Rex. Most of you probably could guess that. And this is a Triceratops. It has a beak for cutting through grass and flat teeth for chewing. Let's keep going. So what do these dinosaurs eat? Again, pause it, answer it, and then we're going to go over it. Okay. So this one does not have any, I mean, this looks pointy, but it doesn't have any like pointy teeth. That looks like a beak. So I would say this would be a plant eater. This one definitely looks like a meat eater. These are really pointy, and they're kind of faced this way. They don't go out this way. They go back and towards the jaw. So meat. I would also say this one's a meat eater for sure. And this one, I would say it is a plant eater for sure. Yeah, plant eater. All right, check our answers. Okay. So what do these animals eat? Draw a circle around the sharp teeth that can grab prey. Draw an arrow pointing to the front teeth that can cut through grass or leaves. And draw a box around the flat teeth for chewing. Again, you don't have the sheet, so it's okay, but you can just take a look at it real quick before I go over it. You can pause real quick. Okay, so a circle around sharp teeth that can grab prey. That definitely looks sharp, and these look sharp. And not so much these. These are flat. So I would say these are flat. So I would probably put a box around these. And a circle around these. These are really pointy. These look pointy and these look pointy-ish, but they look like they're getting flat. So I'd have circles around this and then a box here. So pointing to front teeth that can cut through grass or leaves. So maybe draw an arrow here. This kind of looks like something between like carnivore teeth and herbivore teeth. Really hard to tell. So this is a Heterodontosaurus, and I think this animal eats. Well, it's kind of hard to tell. Maybe both, because it has flat teeth in the back for plants, and then these pointy teeth in the front for prey. And the same with this one. I think this animal eats both because it has these pointy teeth here and then flat ones back here. Let's see. Okay. So it looks like it does eat meat and plants. And these are called, again, omnivores. So omni means more than one. It means multiple. So omnivore would be something that eats more than one kind of thing. So here's what I want you to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read Biggest Dino Ever with you guys right now. Then either today or tomorrow, I would like it. This is in your packet. Plant-eating dinosaurs had lots of spare teeth. But we're going to read this one first here. And then I want you to read that one afterwards. All right, so let's get this side started. So this is scienceNewsForStudents.org, so it's a pretty good website. Let's get started. So the largest dinosaurs, those of titanic size, are known as Titanosaurus. And one big daddy from this group would make a Tyrannosaurus Rex look like a munchkin. This newfound dinosaur stretched a bit longer than 25 meters, which is 82 feet, the size of a swimming pool, so an 82-foot swimming pool. Its head and neck alone ran about half that length at 39 feet. So just its head and neck was more than half of that. I couldn't imagine having my neck half of the size of my body. My neck would be like this long. Which is as tall as a two-story building at its shoulders. It weighed about 59,000 kilograms, which is 65 tons. If you don't know that in pounds, we can do a converter. So 59,000 kilograms to pounds. Holy moly, 130,072 pounds. That is big. What's more, the animals whose remains were used to make these size estimates was not even fully grown yet. Later in life, it would have been even bigger. The new dino belonged to a group known as sauropods. These hefty, long-necked animals lumbered around on four legs. Lumbered means heavily going around. Like Apatosaurus and other sauropods, this new creature dined solely on plants. So that means it was a herbivore. Yet its enormous size and burly tail would have made it more formidable than any meat eater. Dubbed Dreadnoughtus, the animal's genus, which is like what their relatives are and things like that, name comes from the Old English words meaning fearing nothing. Owing to its gigantic size, a healthy adult of this species would have had almost no predators. So again, this word genus means like it's like a Latin name for what species it belongs to. So dogs have a certain species like wolves and coyotes, and then cats have a certain species like lions and cheetahs and cats and other big cats, leopards and things like that. So paleontologist Kenneth Lecovera works at Drexel University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He discovered the supermassive species while hunting fossils in Argentina in February 2005. So that wasn't too long ago. By the end on the first day of digging, his team had unearthed about 10 bones. Throughout 3 more visits to Argentina, he and his coworkers eventually dug up 145 bones and a tooth. They came from what had been 2 individuals. The Titans lived some 66 million to 84 million years ago. That was during the late Cretaceous period. Dreadnoughtus is possibly the largest land animal known. Paleontologists have dug up bones from other massive dinosaurs before, but for almost all of those species, so few bones were retrieved that the size of an adult would be hard to estimate with any confidence. For instance, sometimes some scientists suspect another sauropod, Argentinosaurus, might have weighed as much as 100 metric tons. That's a little bit bigger than our tons. So that's about 2,000. It's 1,000 kilograms. So that's about 2,200 pounds for each ton. So 2,200 times 100 would be 22,000. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. However, all estimates of the species size are just based on 13 bones. Only about 5% of the 250 or so would have made up its skeleton. So confirming this Titan's heft is currently impossible. The Covera's team says, without question, the skeleton of Dreadnoughtus granny is more complete than those of all other supermassive dinosaurs, the researchers say. They found 115 of the 256 bones that would have made up the skeleton of the larger of the 2 individuals. That's 45% of its bones overall, and it's 59% of its skeleton, if you exclude the bones of its head. In all, they found 70% of the dino's 142 or so different types of bones. So the paleontologists wrapped up the bones they found and transported them to Drexel University in 2009. It wasn't until 2012 that all the bones had been cleaned and brought together to establish the dino's likely shape. The researchers then took 3-dimensional scans of all of the bones. From these scans, they created an articulated likeness of an animal on a computer. That would show how the dino could bend and move as it walked and ate. Similar computer reconstructions of other dinosaurs are underway. They include one for Argentinosaurus. See the SNS story, Reviving Dinosaurs. As useful as the Drexel scientists have found the new dinosaurs' bones, they can't keep them. The fossils belong to the government of the Argentine province of Santa Cruz. Next year, the dino bones will go home again. There, they will become part of a permanent display at the museum in Rio Gallegos, Argentina. So here is a awesome example to show you how big Dreadnoughtus is. So we have a moose and we have an African elephant. That's the biggest land animal right now. It's about 6,000 kilograms. Humongous. And again, the way you find kilograms to pounds is you times 2.2. So we know this is about 13,000 pounds. So let's see how much an elephant is. So 13,000 pounds roughly. And then a T-Rex would be a little bit more than that. And this is about 15,000. And then these are about 30 to 40,000. And a Boeing, that's a really big plane. That's not any other plane. That's not any normal plane. That's a really big plane. It's about 42,000. And then this is 60,000 kilograms. So that is 60,000. That's 132,227 pounds. Holy moly, that's humongous. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think dinosaurs are awesome. And before I go, I want you to, in your packet either today or tomorrow before we start science again, read this article right here. It's in your packet, or you can read it up here. Plant-eating dinosaurs had lots of spare teeth. And boom, here you go. All right, guys, let me stop sharing. All right, I'll see you. Have a good one. Bye.